Hello everyone. This is a quick and short video on how to debug a serverless function action in agent.ai. So if you're using the serverless function and it's for some reason you're trying to figure out either how to pass the variables from the agent to the Python code deployed on AWS Lambda, or it's not working, this is a kind of debugging uh, video that you can follow. And so what I have here is a very simple agent. It takes a topic in. It then uses GPT-4o to research that particular topic and generates a short summary. And now let's say that I want to access either this topic or this summary in my serverless function. And so that is where I would go and call the serverless function. And when I do that, then it basically brings up this particular window where it will have some default code. And so actually, let's start over there. So if I were to start from scratch and say advanced and then call serverless function, so you see this is the default code. So this is the import JSON and then execute, and two things are being passed to this agent, to this code from your agent. One is an event object and another is a context object. And somehow from that event object, there is a body object within it, and within that there is a context object. And so the question is, how do you get to your variables that are being, stored or defined in your agent? So how do I get to out underscore topic, or how do I get to out underscore summary? Where is it stored? And so what I did here is I actually took out a lot of the code. All I'm doing is creating an a variable where I can store this information and then just output it. So I'm saying debug underscore info, and the value is received event. So this is the attribute in which it's going to store. And I'm basically taking this event and storing it there. And same thing, I have a received underscore context. And that's basically taking this context and converting it into a string and then passing it. The only way that you can debug this, and I've tried doing this by putting print statements, but when you do that, it goes to AWS logs. It does not end up in your runs. It does not end up in your debugger. Uh, so the way you have to do it is you have to add it in your response. And so the response is what comes back from this function to your agent. And so here, all I'm doing is I'm saying, uh, just in this body object, create something called debug info, which has this value of debug info, which has these two attributes, and then just dump that out and respond. So when I run this agent, I will get a response if it runs successfully, which will have whatever is there in event and whatever is there in context. And so I ran this agent, and so it's very simple. Why is the sky blue is what I ran, and this is the output that comes. And so if you look at it, debug info. So if we go back here, debug info is what I am passing. And this debug info has two attributes, received context and received event. Received context, if we go back here, is basically this context that is passed. And as you can see here, received context really has nothing very useful. It's got AWS request ID, log group name, bunch of AWS stuff, which I haven't figured out why it's useful for me. So we'll kind of ignore that. So which means that the way to get to my variable, which is the out underscore summary and out underscore topic, is to try and get it from the event object. And so now if we go here and look at the received event object, you'll notice this is kind of what the output is. There is event has body, body has context. Context then has attributes like company, user, and here. And so there's a bunch of context which is sent, and I'll show you where this is coming from. But in addition to it, there is my out underscore topic and there's out underscore summary, which are all kind of buried in this JSON object. And so if you wanted to know what is all being passed, you can actually go to this context section here, and this is what is being passed. HubSpot company, Twitter screen name, snippets, user, topic, summary, are all the different variables that you are seeing in this context object. So I actually took this and put it into ChatGPT and said, can you just format it? And so if you want to understand what the structure is, there is a body object. In the event, there is a body object which contains context nested in it. That context has these attributes: HubSpot company, Twitter screen name snippets, user, and then out underscore topic, out underscore summary, which means if I want to get to out underscore topic or out underscore summary, it's going to be event. Within that, I have to get the body. Within that, I have to get the context. And then within the context, I have to go get it. And so that is how you will be writing your code to go get the information that you want. And so that's how you've got to get. And so if we go back to a kind of fresh process here, you'll notice event has body. So here I've loaded the body. The body has context. I've loaded the context, agent underscore context. And what I need to now do if I wanted to get to my out underscore summary or out underscore topic is basically to now say within this agent dot context, get the out underscore topic or out underscore summary. And that is how you'll get access to your variables. So that's what needs to happen right here. So if you were to look at, let's say I go look at another agent that I have, and I'm going to show you, this is my agent here, which is taking a topic of interest and a few other things. And so if you look at it, so you'll notice what I'm doing is I'm getting the event, the body. Within the body, I get the context, and from the context, I get the days and the site and the topic. So this is one way to do it for the body attribute, get the context, and then get out underscore site. There are various other ways to kind of navigate and get JSON attributes out, but this kind of shows you one way to do it. Hope you found it useful. I always get kind of tripped up when I am trying to work with serverless functions and trying to figure out what variables are being passed and how to access them.